Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I wanted to wish you a wonderful day, for it is a wonderful day. It is a celebration, although we may be shaken up by energy because there were a super moon and a super eclipse in Scorpio. And so this is going to move away, also it's going to free us from a lot of things we've been trying to. This eclipse will remove, will make the change possible. We'll continue to cultivate the purification process, and it is this great celebration of Wesak as well, for it is a ruby blood red moon portal. It's the activation of the thyroid and the unification of the thyroid, the sacred heart, the divine feminine, with the pineal gland, the divine masculine. And so there is a great activation. There was a channel that was talking about that. So because we have to let go of all the ideas of good and evil, because even the good in the good and evil is not so good. The good, the truly good, comes from letting go of the two powers, moving into the sphere of cause, the world of love, that is source, and that is really where true goodness can be found. For right now, it's there is the majority of humanity, more than 51% have awakened, that they no longer be fooled by the dark control pyramid of power. They know that something is not, they may not know what to do, or they may not know what's really going on, but they know that something is wrong with all that is being presented. So that marks a great awakening. And we have to trust the algorithm of life. For there is like, on the lower planes, there is like, but they're pretty reactive, though, the algorithm of the website. But in life, there is a great algorithm that is infinite perfection. Anything is part of the program. But since it cannot be understood from a limited perspective, because limited mind can never understand the consciousness of infinity. So we have to step by step move and understand the consciousness. We are conscious of our consciousness, and our consciousness becomes conscious of the fact that there is a higher consciousness that is present within that is around that consciousness. And so I am conscious that God is conscious of me, that I know that He knows that I know. It's all a process of uncovering level of relationship. For many years I was talking to my I am presence in with the Vous. But now I moved into a more familiar relationship. It's like I'm getting closer. I feel like I do want to be that. I want to come into this fusion with my. For right now, do not be. If you have nightmare, if some by any chance there is like negative dream, or you have a hard time sleeping, or you have disturbed in your meditation, it's the deactivation of all kinds of ancient negative extraterrestrial program. Those sorts, just let them pass through. Do not hang on, try to analyze it. Just let it pass through. Whatever negative energies comes, let them pass through. Do not try to. So I'm just saying. I will do a video, my next video, about artificial intelligence. I think it's important to talk about that right now. Holographics and space travel. I'm going to pull a few cards. Did I do that? No, I don't think I did that yet. The highest wisdom is the reward. Wonderful. For the cause is the effect. What we need to understand is hope, to continue to cultivate that knowledge, that hope, that what we need to do is complementarity. We are complementing other pieces, and everybody else is complementing us. And the outcome is temperance, is the ability for the lighter part of ourselves to be dominant over the darkness, is the internal sexuality, the unification. Once again, it's the unification of the pineal gland with the thyroid. And the thymus is really the higher heart, and the higher heart is like overseeing the process of unification. So for the organic, it's going to win over the synthetic, the artificial, in any event. And there was a channel that was mentioning that we're opening the seventh seal of ascension, and it's like we're activating the monadic Christic matrix within ourselves. And we complete the marriage of this divine feminine and divine masculine within ourselves. We'll find all that we need within that process. So it's just for there is a great quantum activation, and it's like a great purification process. We're going to eventually become a golden pink flame, and at which point we're going to become invisible from the lower planes. And so Yeah, there is a goddess that's going to assist me with this process of cleansing and purifying, because that's what we have to do. We have to purify, and she's I saw that she came and she's wonderful, wonderful assistance. We're developing a deeper connection as time goes on. Is the goddess named Estia? She's the goddess of purity. She's connected to the planet Vesta, which Vesta is the Latin name for Estia, but it's two different goddesses. I've been working with both, but Estia is help assisting me, so we can call on the spirit realms, and then at first it's like a call, and then you don't know if it's a connection that's been received, and eventually you start to become to communicate, and with the years you become friends with all those entities. And for the highest wisdom is for it's a family relationship, and but they're on such a higher consciousness, such a higher level. So it's just be sincere and humble in your relationship to the world of spirit, and grateful. The highest wisdom is anger and alimentation. Is to overcoming the lower desires. What we need to understand is the scribe of the rider. Take notes of your experiences, because we forget, but we need to remember those spiritual experiences. What we need to do is our love life. Our relationships are very essential right now. There's this empowerment of Venus and Jupiter, and the outcome will be traveling, and it's going to be about traveling, living, traveling. So it's going to be quite fun. A lot of things is coming. There's so much that is coming. In fact, so because we want to find a relationship that we are free to be ourselves, and where the person can be free to be themselves. And even when we're single, we still want to be free to be ourselves, because there is always society or others. But total freedom is to be completely indifferent to the opinions of others. For when you're in a relationship, you do have to make concession. For nobody's perfect, and you have to accept your partner, not trying to like make someone your project, or trying to fix someone, or it won't work. But just accept the person, and then work from there, from what is good within the love that connects. But there was some funny saying on I think it was on Instagram. It was funny. It was somebody this girl, this lady. She was saying, freedom is like oxygen. You have to wait till it's gone to miss it. The oxygen, we don't miss it because we always have it. Freedom is just, there is a certain, but we're going to discover a new level of freedom, I do believe. For it's about balancing the inner and outer world, between the blue pill and the red pills, because it's all about understanding that you have a support system in the invisible world, wonderful spirit beings, magical and amazing intelligence that are here kindly to assist, support, protect you, and to utilize, to work with them, to command their intervention on some level, whenever, to work with this invisible frequency. And then eventually we're going to see that we have to create the support system in the physical world as well. For the physical world is also here to support us, but because of the great shift, and some support system everybody's been left in lack. Well, in the new society, everybody will be inclusive. Nobody will be left out. If you're there, you're going to be taken care of. In terms of education, food, shelter. We have to. There's so many things that are coming into the forefront. There's so many things, and this Scorpio moon eclipse will definitely is going to propulse. And then Uranus is moving. It's going to bring all kinds of surprises. And so the highest wisdom is the breakthrough. Breakthrough doesn't last very long. What's the breakthrough? It's breakthrough. We are breaking through. What we need to understand is harmony, is the flow of grace, of abundance, of love. What we need to do is to overcome the misery, to return to the state of abundance. And the outcome is to be alone, is aloneness, is to be able to enlighten the path of others, to be a light unto yourself. It's about letting go of the materialistic things, to turn into the power of creation, to the magician, the cause and the effect that comes as one. For on the paradise standpoint, cause and effect is one. Something that cause that's starting now that will have effect in 100 million years. For on the paradise standpoint, cause and effect are one. There's no time delay. But for us in time and space, there is a delay between cause and effect. For time and space, separate event, and the great separator. And so we want to bring back cause and return to the cause and the effect. For if love is the cause, love will be the effect, and then the cause and the effect are one. That's just the base. But so it's important to balance the inner and outer self, and to be emotionally and independent as well, because if we're not fine to be alone within ourselves, we can never discover love. We addicted to someone else. It's like so we have to discover this connection to love on our own. And because even when we fell in love, it is our own heart that we feel, and the love we feel is just the reward. Our heart is given this reward of love just because we perceiving love in another being, another someone else. But it's like you can feel tremendous love, and then the person be completely indifferent. So that means because of the dynamic karmic relationship or whatever. Hopefully, like the next relationship will be fully will be both will be balanced in the way in the level of appreciation of that relationship. And so it is only this path alone is only for a time. For at some point we're going to be able to break the chain and hold the light of truth and be the rebel, the emperor, the ones taking the control. And it's all happening now, in a sense, in many sense. And so so I just thought I'd come and wish you a good day. Talked about a few things. Let's see. I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't need to. I think artificial intelligence right now on the Earth, we have the artificial intelligence that is aligned with the dark cabal's consciousness. So it's not really, but in the higher universe, intelligence, those form of life, they are a true form of life, and they have the freedom and they have consciousness, and they serve in incredible capacities. We, as galactic beings, we cannot do without. But then it's all about how do we use how this is programmed, what's the intention of those who created. So I will discuss briefly the higher artificial intelligence that are already present on the Earth, that come from long past times, that are already there, to galactic ships and all those sorts of. There is all kinds, but it's if you do get involved in those kind of projects, I would recommend you ask for spirit guidance, like the Arcturians. The master programmer of crystals, and they're very good at that. So do not do that. When they're doing it from the ego, it's taking a lot longer, and it opens up for certain lack of because the programmation of artificial intelligence is very important. Some of them will grow all completely from them on their own, and others will be given guidelines. But it's an interesting domain as well. Not so much robotic, but holographic. I think is very controlling electromagnetic field, holographic, space travel, all those things. I'm going to try to discuss that in my next video. So we remain on the same note, on the same. For the highest wisdom is the faithful heart, is the love. It's this deep love, this romantic love. What we need to understand is reparation. All those parts of our life that are still in suffering will need to be restored. So we have to trust and have the faith. For now, we still have to wait a little bit. It's like this little bird that's in his nest is like all alone. It's like when are my parents coming back? When are my wings growing? What am I gonna do? So just be patient with the process. It's like it's all been orchestrated from a higher planes for your highest good and to free you at the end of the process. So just trust your own, just go with the flow, and the outcome is wise. Like a lot of questions will be answered. A lot of questions will be answered once we achieve this point of connection, this activation of the Kundalini, when those energy centers. So the next few days may be very significant on the energy level. I hope you do enjoy it. I thank you for listening to come to listen to those videos. I thank you for your kind donations. If you want a private session, you can send me an email. And I thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I always enjoy to see, even though this channel is not very active, there's only like less than about 10,000 people on here. It's a population that will grow. Because it's very at some point there is a shift that is coming. It's going to open up to be able to have a much larger audience. But at which point, once we do the ascension, we're the first wave. Once we do this ascension, we have to find a way to teach the second wave, to prepare like simple teachings that will assist those who are just awakening now, that have to go through the process of transmutation. So it's all going to get organized. Everything's going to be repaired, aligned. We will let go and let God. So I'm going to finish with a song. It's a light song. It's an old song. Everybody knows this song. It's a light song. It talks about the ideal situation when the world will become one. It's like letting go of everything else but love. So, although it's atheist, it's still a very spiritual song. It goes like this. Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Hey, 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 hey. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. Ooh, 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 you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger, a brotherhood of men. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. Ooh, 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 you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will be as one. Amen. So, I hope you enjoy, just call on your guides, call on the spirits to assist you with this process of transmutation. It's very, very powerful transmutation. And we're moving towards this purification and the whole world, and for us in particular, the light workers. And the card of the day is the revelation, the Archangel Raziel. Again, it's the card of aloneness, the hermit, the one that shows the way to others, and that is a light unto himself. It says, joy through spiritual fulfillment, enlightening the path of someone, finding the answer to your questions through meditation. So it really says that the true happiness and joy come from the practice of beingness, and we have to share what we know. We have to find a way to assist others without assuming the responsibility of what they're going to be doing with the tools we give them, for that is their responsibility. And then to know that we can rely, we can get the answers that we seek just in meditation or in receptivity, in letting go of the, when our mind is quiet and peaceful and at ease, then answers come. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Adonai.